What is NBFCs? A company registered under the Companies Act. A company which is engaged in the business of providing credit facilities like loans and advances, acquisition of securities and debt instruments or other marketable securities of a like nature, leasing, hire purchase, insurance business, chit business. A non-banking institution which is a company registered under the Companies Act and has the principal business of accepting deposits under any scheme. As per the RBI Act, which categories do not fall under the purview of an NBFC? Any institution whose principal business comprises of agricultural activities. Any institution whose principal business comprises of industrial activity. Any institution whose principal business comprises of purchase or sale of any goods, other than securities. Any institution whose principal business comprises of providing any services and sales/purchase construction of immovable property. Classification of NBFCs. NBFC, Investment and Credit Company, NBFC ICC. Investment and Credit Company, NBFC ICC, means any company which is a financial institution carrying on as its principal business asset finance, the providing of finance whether by making loans or advances or otherwise for any activity other than its own and the acquisition of securities, and is not any other category of NBFC as defined by the bank in any of its master directions. Systemically important core investment company. A CIC-NDSI is a type of investment company which carries on the business of acquisition of shares and securities with below proportion. At least 90% of the NBFC's total assets should be in the form of investments in equity shares, preference shares, loan or debt in its group companies. The investment in equity shares, including all securities or instruments convertible into equity within a period of not more than 10 years from the date of issue, in the group companies, shouldn't be less than 60% of its total assets. The NBFC does not trade in securities or loans of its group companies. The only exception to this is if such trading is done through a block sale place in the event of dilution or disinvestment. The company shall only carry the activities of investment in bank deposits, government securities, money market instruments, loans and investment in debt securities or guarantees on behalf of group companies. The minimum asset size of such NBFC should be 100 crore. This kind of NBFC can accept public funds. Infrastructure Finance Company NBFCs. The Infrastructure Finance Company is a type of NBFC engaged in the principal business of providing infrastructure loan. As per RBI, any NBFC can be registered as an infrastructure finance company, but must fulfill the following conditions. Minimum 75% of the total assets of the NBFC should be deployed in the infrastructure loans. The minimum net worth of the company should be 300 crore. The CRA, capital to risk-weighted asset ratio, of the company should be at least 15% with minimum TRI capital at 10%. The minimum credit rating of the company should be A or equivalent of CRISIL, or equivalent to any other credit rating agencies. Infrastructure Debt Fund NBFCs. A debt fund is a pool in which core assets are investments with fixed returns. This type of funds is vital because of the fact that investments funding in infrastructure sector is complex as compared to other types of funding because of the volume of investments required, long maturity period and period of funds required. In India, an IDF can be set up as a trust or a fund. If it is set up as a trust, then it shall be mutual fund and shall be governed by the provisions of SEBI. If IDF is set up as a company, it would be categorized as an NBFC and shall be governed by the relevant provisions of RBI. Non-banking financial company, microfinance institution, NBFCs. NBFC MFI is another type of non-deposit taking NBFC which provides short-term credit facilities to low-income groups. An NBFC can be categorized as an NBFC MFI subject to the following conditions. A minimum of 85% of the assets of such institution is in the form of microfinance. Such microfinance shall be provided subject to the following conditions. In rural areas, loans should be given to people with income of 60,000. In urban areas, loans should be given to people with income of 1,20,000. Such loans should not exceed 50,000. The tenure of such loans should not be less than 24 months. Such loans should be given without collateral. The borrower should be given the choice of repayment on a weekly, fortnightly or monthly basis. Non-banking financial company NBFC factors. NBFC factors to finance institution having the principal business of acquisition of receivables on discount or financing against such receivables by way of loans or advances or by the creation of security interest over such receivables but excludes normal lending by a bank. As per RBI, any NBFC can be registered as an infrastructure finance company, subject to the condition that it should be a non-deposit accepting loan company and must fulfill the following conditions. Minimum 75% of the total assets of the NBFC should be deployed in the factoring business. Minimum 75% of the gross income of such NBFC shall be from factoring business. The minimum net worth of the company should be 5 crores. How NBFCs are different from a bank. Activities of an NBFC are similar to that of a bank, however, there are some differences between the two as stated below. An NBFC cannot accept demand deposits. NBFCs are not a part of the payment and settlement system. NBFC cannot issue checks drawn on itself. Unlike a bank, deposit insurance facility is not available to the depositors of NBFCs. Prerequisites for obtaining a certificate of registration of NBFC from RBI. The applicant must be a company registered under the Companies Act for the time being in force. The company shall have a minimum NOF, net owned funds, of 2 crores for an Indian entity and 5 crores for a foreign company or investors who wish to set up an NBFC in India. At least one of the directors who should be whole-time director of the company should possess an experience in a similar field or should be an experienced banker. The CIBIL records of the company should be free from any irregularities. NBFC registration process. Complete all mandatory documents and attachments. Application, Cosmos, can be filled on the website of RBI. On successful submission of the application, an application reference number, CARN, is issued by the RBI to the applicant for the purpose of tracking the status of its application. Once the application is received by the respective office, the license of registration of NBFC is granted by the RBI on comprehensive and careful analysis of application. Documents for NBFC registration. Certified copies of the Certificate of Incorporation of the company. Certified copies of main object clause of the Memorandum of Association of the company. Board resolution. Copy of fixed deposit receipt and banker's certificate indicating net operating fund. The companies which are already in existence, the following documents are to be submitted. Audited balance sheet along with annexure. Profit and loss statement. Directors and auditors report. Bankers report. Copy of the certificate of highest educational and professional qualification in respect of all the directors. Copy of experience certificate, if any, in the financial services sector, including banking sector, in respect of all the directors.
It's 3 easy steps process. Step 1. Connect with Team CorpSeed to discuss specific requirements for your business. Most of our customers take 20 to 25 minutes to discuss their business needs and get instant solutions. Step 2. Once you discuss the requirement, we will align a dedicated account manager to assist you with the entire process. Step 3. Once job is completed, you will receive documents directly to your email ID and at your doorstep along with 30 days payback guarantee. Reach us at our mobile number 8448 444 985. You can email us at hello@corpseed.com and visit our website www.corpseed.com. CorpSeed, your business growth partner.